Hey students, welcome back to the online English classes and a very happy new year to you all. In today's video, we are going to continue with our discussion of the chapter Sing a Song of People. In the previous few videos, we had discussed about the introduction and the first part of this chapter, but in today's video, we are going to talk about the second portion. But like all the other classes, today also we are going to first have a look at all the things that were discussed in the previous video, and then we will progress towards our discussion. So the very first thing we discussed was everyone is always in a hurry because they want to keep up with the fast-paced world. We come across different types of people in cities. So students, every time you are walking down a street or a city street, every single person you find will be different from the other person. Yes, so no two people are ever similar. People ride various types of vehicles to reach their destination. Some do not use any vehicle at all. So there are people who do not use any vehicles, and they, instead of using vehicles, they walk on the roads, and they're called pedestrians. There may be thousands and thousands of people on the roads, but it's perfectly possible that we may not know any of them. Let's begin our discussion now. People in tall buildings and in stores below, riding elevators, up and down they go. Okay, so in the picture also you can see there are some tall buildings, yes, and there are windows, and probably people live there, or those are offices. Okay, so you see in cities we get to see all sorts of buildings, we get to see small buildings and tall buildings, yes. So people go to tall buildings and people also work in the stores below. Yes, there are many buildings which have offices or homes in the other floors, in the upper floors, but in the ground floor there are stores, there are shops. So they ride elevators. Why? So that they can go up and down. Let us see what an elevator is. An elevator is a compartment in a building used for raising and lowering people or things to different levels. In other words, it's also called a lift. Now, lift is something that you're very familiar with, right? And the picture that you can see at the back is that of a lift. So there are two lifts here. One has its doors shut and the other is opened. Yes. So students, imagine if there is a building which has 10 stories or 10 floors in it, it will not be possible for the people living there or people working there to climb up and down the stairs. Yes, people who are very energetic, they can give it a try, but others, most of the people, they cannot do. They'll be exhausted and tired if they have to climb up and down so many stairs. That is where a lift comes in. Yes, so the basic purpose of an elevator or a lift is to raise and lower people to different floors. These are two pictures. Students, most of you always get confused between what an elevator, an escalator or a lift is. Yes, so the thing that you can see on the top, the one which has a yellow background and two doors, that is an elevator. And as we already discussed, it is also called a lift. But the picture that you can see at the bottom is an escalator. It also has the same purpose of lowering and raising people to different floors. Alright, but both these things, the word elevator and escalator, cannot be used in place of each other. These are totally different. Their purpose is same, but they look completely different. People walking singly, people in a crowd, people saying nothing, people talking loud. So in the previous paragraph, we learned about people who work or live in tall buildings and people who work in the stores below. And now in this paragraph, we are going to talk about people who walk singly. Now what is singly? Let us see. The word singly is an adverb and the meaning of this word is without a companion. People walking singly, people in a crowd. So students, every single person who is walking all alone, who doesn't have a partner or a companion, is said to be walking singly, is said to be walking all alone. People in a crowd. Now, the word crowd is something that most of you are very well familiar with, but still let us have a look at the definition. A large number of people gathered together in a disorganized or unruly way is the meaning of the word crowd. In this picture, you can see lots and lots of people are standing together. Maybe it is a rally or a function or something. We don't know what it is. And you see, they're all standing in a disorganized way. Yes, there are no lines, there are no queues, there are no even separation of groups. They're just standing together. So this is what a crowd looks like. So, people walking singly, people in a crowd, people saying nothing, people talking loud. So, in the second paragraph, we are talking about people who either walk alone or people who are walking in a crowd, and some people who are very quiet and some people who talk very loudly. Yes, so these are the four types of people we get to see when we are in a city. Next, let us come to the third paragraph. People laughing, smiling, grumpy people too. So, out of all the people, you may not know them, but they have this smiling face, or, if they are with a companion or they are in a group, they laugh. Yes, and there are some grumpy people too. Let us see the word grumpy. Let us see its meaning. This little girl doesn't seem happy. She seems to be upset or angry about something. Yes, so she has made a grumpy face. So what is the meaning of this word? Bad-tempered and irritable. The reason behind this bad temper or irritability can be anything, but whenever a person makes such a face, is called a person having a grumpy face. So, in the third paragraph, we are talking about people who laugh and smile. We also talk about grumpy people. Yes, they may not be angry, or, since you do not know the reason, since you do not know them, when you are just walking by, if you see a person, they have made this face. You don't know what is going on inside them, but from the, from the surface, you can see that they are not very happy about something. Now, we also find people who just hurry and never look at you. Yes, people are rushing and rushing. They're always busy with something and they never even look at us properly. Yes, even you don't look at everyone, right? So, sing a song of people who like to come and go. Sing of city people you see but never know. You see, students, if you are going or traveling in a city on a regular basis, you may see the same people every day. All right? The same kind of people, but still you do not know them. You see them, but you do not know them. Yes, so this is why the poetess urges us to sing a song of people who always are coming and going. And this song is about the city people. Let us quickly have a recap of all the things discussed in this video. In cities, people can be found in every single place. Some people walk alone, while some walk in groups. Some people seem to enjoy their journey, while some seem irritated. Everyone seems to be busy with their work. We see many people in a day, but we may not know any of them. Now that we have discussed the second part of this chapter and also done a recapitulation, let us quickly look at some questions. Question number 1 is, why do you think we may not know anyone in the city crowd? Question number 2, which people never take a look at you? Question number 3, how are elevators helpful for the city people. Question number 4. Write the meanings of the words crowd and grumpy. So students, these are very easy questions. You'll not have any difficulty in answering these. But even if you have any difficulty, then you can always go through this video once again. With this, we come to the end of our discussion of the second part of Sing a Song of People. Another informative video will be uploaded soon. Until then, stay safe and goodbye. And once again, a very happy new year to you all.